You're not listening, are you? You're judging me by my appearance. That's cool. That's cool. It's not cool, but it's what it is. I'll accept it. It'd be better if people could listen, but I don't know why people are the way they are. I've got a few conclusions, but I hope they're wrong, man. Because they're not good if they are. Do you know what I mean? But I personally believe, right? I don't think anyone's interested, to be honest with you, but I'm gonna say what I think and see. You see, black people, yeah, we got issues. We got issues. So me saying we got issues, right? You could be at the other end. You could be black, and you could have issues. I've got issues. Do you know what I mean? But there's worse. And I'm not just saying that because of a self gratification thing. But the truth is a little bit hard to express when you look like an idiot. But the reason we have problems is because we've been put through circumstances. If you just go back in time like Columbo does when it comes to the crime, you would realise that we've been put through certain things. Obviously, the effect of slavery will have an effect on a nation. Big shout out to Rastafari. Obviously, slavery will have an effect on you and your generation, your race. And then, not just that, the things during slavery and after slavery, the things, the experiences and the conditions and the education and the love and the respect and the self-esteem and all these things. Do you know what I mean? So to go through all that and to be the way we are, what were we? See, and I think there's also, I'm pretty sure of this, it's not just a colour thing with this war we're having some kind of war, conflict with human beings, you know, how we treat each other, how we feel about each other, where we come from and where we're going, where we come from, you know, the past, what was we doing in the past and where we heading to, do you know what I mean, and what's it all about, and why did these things happen? These are the things that we are distracted away from due to money. I don't know if it's premeditated by some being or some same, you know, just someone who, you know, like the Illuminati or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Because it must have been the Illuminati that started slavery in my eyes. So I don't really. You got to be careful out there, mate, because there's so many people who you would think is your brother. It's look like you, everything, but really they are with the Illuminati, or they are with the evilness, they're with the badness. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a race thing. It's not a race. It's human. It's a soul thing. It's a soul thing. If you want to get down to it, soul. I believe there's beings on this planet without a soul. That's the best way for you to understand it. But I could go deeper, but then you think, nah, he's lost it now. Boy, I fool. You know what I mean? But I could go deeper. But yeah, there's souls on the earth, or shall I say, there's beings on the earth without a soul, man. They don't have the compassion to think, well, that's wrong, or if I do that, how would the other person feel? There's too much of that. It could be, or it could be a diluted soul. That's another conclusion. Like, because with the beginning of time, the closer to the beginning, the less population is, the more pure the soul would be. Same with as earth. If you put anything, abundance of something, yeah, can be the difference between you becoming well and you staying ill. If you have abundance of vegetables and fruits and veg, if you have abundance of water, if you have abundance of sleep, do you know what I mean? If you have little bits of these things, the benefit is different. So, like I said, more closer to the beginning, at the beginning there was less people, obviously, but you're not with me. You know, you guys don't think. You guys don't think. How can you? You can't think, because this is what I'm saying. These are the people who are diluted souls, and there's nothing you can do about it. And maybe their time. You see, you got to think about it. How many souls on the planet? How many souls on the planet? There's millions and billions of souls on the planet, and how many of them was at the beginning of time? Only 100,000. You know, there's 100,000. It was if you read the Bible. See, we all going through the same experience, right? And this world we're in now ain't a God world. It's more of a devil world. But the devil ain't making himself known. Maybe he doesn't even know he's the devil. But he's the Antichrist. He's the opposite of the Creator, which is love. Forget the name. Forget the Allahs. Forget the Jehovah's. Forget the God, the Buddhas and the Jah and the Jehovah, and just the Creator. You know, that's all you need to know. Light, good, happiness, self-esteem, energy, positive, right, forward, encouragement, all those things. The opposite of that is what you know, is what we know. You know what I mean? And is what is fashionable and what the norm. I'll be back in a minute. Yeah. Don't listen to the exterior. Listen to the words. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't going to dress up to educate myself or you. You know? But, sheesh. It's interesting. That's my fruit. That's my fruit. I have abundance of fruit. That's all I have during the day until 6 o'clock. Then I have a meal, and then I have more fruit, and then I go to sleep. And I've been doing that for 2 months, not long. Dan McDonald's been doing that for 10 years. Yeah. So who were black people, and what was the reason for slavery? Do you know what I mean? And what was the reason to put us through the experience? You know, if I have a business, I have to do certain things to get your money. So I'm going to do certain things without you knowing. It's called mind control in a way. Do you know what I mean? How do you make someone go into their pocket and give you their money? Do you know what I mean? So there's circumstances. So what I'm trying to say is, when slavery was done, obviously it is an event. You can't go back after that. Once slavery started, you can't go back. So once it was done, they obviously had to make opportunities around that event. Do you know what I'm saying? They can't. They have to change. They have to have plans about it now. They've got a new agenda. They've got a new timetable. But then always is planned. Do you know what I mean? You see, people, like I said, the unawakened ones, the diluted souls, I honestly think them motherfuckers is alien. That's my conclusion, man. I reckon. Well, then again, what is alien? Do you know what I mean? Aliens could be angels, mate. Do you know what I mean? And then again, what are humans? And how are humans made? How does humans made? Because you got to think about it. We make ourselves, right? We pregnate the woman, and the woman brings a kid into the world, right? But at the same time, at the beginning of time, like I said, who impregnate them? See what I'm saying? So people come from the sky with crafts and special powers, maybe these angels who created us, yeah? But they've created, I think, certain another breed, a higher breed, looks human, acts human, but doesn't have the advancements as a human. Not as quick thinking, can't hold as much memory, not as sensitive, no feelings. You know what I mean? Killers. You know what I mean? these sort of things, and that's what I believe. And I'm probably way off, probably far wrong. I probably am, but it doesn't feel that way. And until I find reason for the way things are, because the way things are ain't right. Do you know what I mean? The way things are ain't right. Trust me on that, man. You come into this world, right? You're the first human being. Yeah? And you come into this world, and the first thing you see is another being having the same experience as you. Do you think you're going to kill that being and eat it when there's fruit around you and the fruit tastes wonderful, no pollution or nothing, and the fruit is known to be the only substance on the planet that can regenerate your cells, meaning that you can repair yourself. You can cure yourself from AIDS with fruit and veg. You can cure yourself from cancer with fruit and veg. Yeah? So why would you kill an animal and eat it? Or a being, should I say? Why would you kill a being? Because you're a being now. You're a being on this experience. We're no longer... We are beings because we think. We're thinking. We're always thinking. That is the main instrument that is always the most used. More than your legs, more than everything. Because we're always thinking. Because right now, thinking is time. Thinking is actually time as we talk. Do you know what I mean? Thinking is of intelligence of time. Because it's withholding information. Tomorrow's information. Sunlight, night. Do you know what I mean? That's information and not really loaded yet, you could say. So, yeah. 2 more minutes. I'm going to smoke this. And I'm going to listen to this. See how it is. Trying to